How a 22-year-old plumber really makes $136,000 a year. Why your degree is worthless, and this 22-year-old proves it. This is Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm here to fix your sink.
He's 22 years old. He's never stepped a foot in a university. And last year, he made more money than most corporate middle managers. Anyone thinking about their future or maybe a career change, this video is your wake-up call. For homeowners, this will show you the true value of the professional working in your home. And for my fellow pros, this is a story that proves what's possible in our trade and why we need to be proud of the path that we have chosen. Now, Mike knew school wasn't for him. He wasn't failing. He just didn't see the point. He wanted to build something amazing. He wanted to build something. He wanted to work with his hands. He wanted to see progress every day, not just stare at a screen. Now, Mike grew up in a small Texas town. While his friends stressed over the SAT and ACT scores and all that, and all their student loans, well, Mike found peace in sweat, in the dirt, and with his own tools. At 18, he chose a completely different path, the trades. Actually, he chose plumbing. No four-year degree, no $100,000 in debt. Mike started with an apprenticeship at a local plumbing company. He showed up early. He stayed late. He came in to learn. He was coachable. He listened. He asked questions. He got his hands dirty every single day. Now, Mike didn't go to trade school. He learned on the job, apprentice style. He was a helper. That's how you can start out. That's how I started out. It was hard. It's not always easy. It's hard some days. Some days he wanted to quit. But every week he got better. And the paychecks, well, they started getting a little bit bigger. So let's talk real numbers here. His base pay is $38.50 an hour now. Okay, he's been doing this for a little while. He's been doing this about 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know exactly when, but he's got his journeyman license. He now makes $38.50 an hour. Now, $38.50 an hour is good pay. I know plumbers that make a lot more than that hourly, but 40 hours a week at $38.50 an hour, guys, that's $80,080 a year. That's pretty good money. I know you're saying, well, Roger, that's not $136,000. We're right. Overtime. Now, if Trump ever changes the laws and says, hey, look, tradespeople, you get to keep all your overtime, you're not going to be taxed on it because you're working extra hard. Come on, Trump, Donnie, come on, help us out. We need this. Let us build our lives. Let us work for a better future for ourselves without having to give it all to the government. Overtime hourly rate, $57.75 an hour. Now, he's averaging 12 hours a week. That's $693 a week that if Trump does what he says will be tax-free, which I think is beautiful, but it's $36,036 a year. Oh, and guess what? Mike got paid performance bonuses throughout the year. Throughout the year, Mike made $20,000 in bonuses. Now, it may be different bonuses. It may be spiffs. He may have sold memberships. He may have upgraded a cell. He may have sold a complete water filtration system. There's a lot of different things that you can do to make more money. You know, we talk about specializing in something all the time. Guess what? Mike specializes in slab leak detection and whole house water filtration. Sound like anybody you know? You can make good money in specialty work, but it also can lead to bonuses. So he made an extra $20,000 a year in bonuses. So we're talking $80,080 for his base pay. We're talking another $36,036 for his overtime pay. Then you throw in another $20,000 in bonuses. Mike made over $136,000. If my math's right in my head, he made about $136,116 at the age of 22. Now, Mike's doing good. I was not making that kind of money then. Matter of fact, when I was 22, I was working evenings as a bartender or a waiter. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, I built fences and redwood decks and still worked behind the bar or waiting tables on Saturday night. I was putting in about 80 hours a week at his age. So you've got 80,000 plus his 31,000. That's $111,200. But then throughout the year, Mike got performance bonuses, $20,000 worth. That's a total of $131,200 a year at the age of 22. Now, Mike knows guys who went to college, who still live at home. Well, he paid cash for his truck. He owns his own tools, and he gets calls every week for side jobs. Now, he doesn't take them because he doesn't want to mess up his plumbing license. In Texas, that's illegal, and he knows it. The day he bought his truck in cash, his buddies were complaining about Sally Mae, about their student loans. He realized he made the right call. He's not just making money, he's building his future. Now, that moment, it wasn't just about the truck. It was about proving that the trades aren't a plan B for some of us. For some of us, it's the best plan that there is. I would have sucked going to college. I went to high school for football and girls. I would not have done well in college. I'd have failed out early. I don't know where you're at, but Mike knows, look, this isn't easy work. You get up early. You get dirty. You crawl around under houses. You crawl through attics in 100-degree heat, but you learn, you grow, and you get paid. This life ain't easy, but it's real, and it pays in more ways than one. In 2 more years, Mike is getting his master license. And after that, starting his own company. That's his dream. Not just work for someone, but build something that is his. Mike is building his legacy. He's learning on the job every day how to do things right, how to be the very best at what he does. Now, guys, this isn't just Mike's story. This could be your story too. The trades are wide open. You just have to take the first step. Are you ready to forget about the debt and build your future? Look, Mike's story is incredible, but it's not unique. Thousands of young people are building amazing lives in the trade right now because they had a roadmap. Now, Mike had a great mentor, but if you don't have that, it can be tough to know where to even start. That is why I created our Getting Into the Trades course. It's a complete A to Z roadmap to go from knowing nothing to landing your first high-paying apprenticeship. We cover everything from choosing the right trade for you to acing your first interview. Now, you've already taken the first step just by watching this video and educating yourself. If you're ready to take the next step, the next logical step towards a future with no debt and huge potential, click the link in the description to learn more about the course. Don't just get a job. Start building a career. Start building your legacy. If you're in the trades, do you tell people your story? You should. If you know someone that needs a little push into something amazing, maybe they're not college material. Maybe you can look at them and be like, yeah, you're never going to make it in college, but man, you got the will to learn. Please share this video with them. Are you ready to ditch the debt and build your future? We need more Mikes. Are you next? Guys, look, I know what kind of money Mike makes. I know people in the trades that make $200,000, even $350,000 a year. Mike's not unique. Mike's exceptional. He's good. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how he wanted to learn, how he wanted to grow. He knew what his end game was, but he knew that getting in. He knew, when I start this, I want to own my own company one day. What do you want to do? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Mike did. and it worked. It's out there. At 22 years old, he's making more money than most families make in America. The trades are a great opportunity. Now, Mike, he's smart. He picked plumbing. It's the best trade. At least I think so. I know plumbers, I know electricians, I know HVAC technicians making the same kind of money in about the same amount of time. Guys, it's not hard to get to $40 an hour in this trade. It's not hard to work overtime in this trade. And if you work for the right companies, you can make bonuses too. Can you imagine where you're at in your life right now? Or if you're 18 right now, where you could be in 5 years? It's going to get better for Mike. We'll talk more about that in the future. But imagine at 22, making $136,000 a year. That is nothing to sneeze at. And I hate hearing these teachers say, if you never go to college, you'll never amount to anything. Mike has never stepped foot in a university, except to go to a party one night with his fraternity friends that were at school in a sorority. He didn't even get in trouble for it. They did.